The Monkees celebrated their 50th anniversary in 2016 with the release of their album Good Times, with 3 of the songs in the album also being issued as singles. One song, You Bring the Summer, has an animated music video accompanying it, and it is chock full of references and subtle nods to previous Monkee media. The most noticeable references made in the music video is the Monkees' clothes. At the start, they're wearing their iconic red 8-button shirts. Also important to note here is the instruments, as those change with each passing scene as well. Mike is seen playing a Sunburst Gretsch guitar, not his 12-string, and Peter's playing his Gretsch bass. In the next scene, the Monkees are seen wearing the clothing that they wore in the pilot, albeit with somewhat altered colors. Then, the Monkees don their blue 8-button shirts, as seen in the videos for Mary Mary and Gonna Buy Me a Dog. Also, Davey is sporting a pose here very similar to this moment in the pilot. Now, the newspaper here is sporting almost too many references. We see that it's called the Daily Nightly, reference to the Monkee song of the same title, and that the lead article is a reference to the episode Son of a Gypsy, where a Maltese vulture statuette is almost stolen from the Rantha Mansion. Fight UFO appears on the back of the newspaper, being lifted from the episode The Monkees Watch Their Feet. Back on the front, the Mystery Candidate Announced headline is a reference to the plot of Monkee Mayor, but the accompanying photo is also from The Monkees Watch Their Feet. On the back, there's a photo of a woman and a dog, with a speech bubble reading, I'm gonna buy me a dog, a lyric lifted from the song of the same name. There's also a photo of Davey from the Season 2 opening that's been duplicated 3 times. The most obscure reference in this shot of the newspaper is the jar on the back. After doing a bit of sleuthing, I found this to be the same jar advertised in Too Many Girls as Swartcab, or no, Sidrawcab. I'll explain how I found this out at the end of the video. Now, on the inside of the paper, we see even more references. While unlikely, 2 of the articles are written by John Smith, a mock name used in the episode Captain Crocodile. In the middle article, we also learn that Mr. Schneider, the wooden dummy, is actually a doctor. The year 1966 is also brought up. This is the year that the Monkees premiered. Also close by is May 27th, the date that the album Good Times was released. Schneibob Laboratories is a reference to Bert Schneider and Bob Rafelson, the creators and producers of the Monkees. It could also be a parody of Ray Burt Productions, swapping which halves of the names are being used. Off to the right, we see an article that, as far as we know, is just titled Forecast by Andy Partridge. Andy Partridge is the man who wrote the song in the video, and would you look at that, the entirety of the text is just the lyrics for the song. The article off to the left reads, to my assumption, Weather brings good times. I'm making a stretch on a few of these, but the inclusion of 20 years seems to be a reference to the fact that Good Times is the first Monkees album since Justice, which was released 20 years ago as of the making of the video. Good Times is also seen later in the article, and it's easy to miss, but the album cover for Good Times is visible in the bottom left-hand corner. The top article also harbors a few references. The lines, we've still got to give it time and do whatever's right, and love to love are references to the songs on the album Give It Time, Whatever's Right, and Love to Love. Then the Monkees are seen wearing the gray suits in the music videos for She and Papa Jean's Blues. Mike is also now seen playing his iconic blonde Gretsch 12-string. Also interesting to note is that this shot here is a recreation of a shot used in She. Now the clothing is lifted from the episode Monkees at the Movies. Also, the plaque on the podium reads 33.3 repeating, which is likely a reference to 33 1/3 revolutions per monkey. The next portion of the video features a rotoscoped video of the Monkees at the beach. Much of this footage can be seen in the Season 2 opening and also in a few other places throughout the series. Now the Monkees are wearing clothing from the Rainbow Room videos in Season 2. In particular, they seem to be wearing the clothing from the No Time video. Peter is also now seen playing his Guild Jetstar bass. The first 5 Monkees albums are recreated here in rapid succession, ending with the birds, the bees, and the monkeys. As Peter is helped up off the ground, we now see that the Monkees are wearing the clothing from the climax of Head, where the band jumps off the bridge and into the tank. In the next shot, they are seen sporting the same clothing and instruments worn in the Circle Sky performance in Head. Mike is now playing his white Gibson SG, and Mickey's drum head has been replaced with the aptly titled Drum. The video then ends with a recreation of the Monkees' end credit animation, where each band member's head is panned to and from. And so that's pretty much every reference that I could find in the You Bring the Summer music video. And I guarantee you that there's 1 or 2 that I missed, but overall I'd like to imagine that this is a pretty comprehensive list. Now earlier in the video I alluded to the fact that I used something else to find out where the jar was from on the back of the newspaper. My source was the Sunshine Factory, which is a really great Monkees website where you can get photos of pretty much anything that you would ever want and didn't even know that you wanted. It's how I found a lot of the references in this, and also found out the episodes where they were from, what characters said, just basically anything that I could have needed. Also, this last part isn't really scripted, so